I don't know what's going on down here, but I haven't been down at the port in a while. But they actually changed the roads. This bridge, I don't know when they built it, but they just threw this up, like just to have one street to come through here. Because there used to be different roads through here you could come through. And you could turn, you used to be able to turn right down there and then get to the Puyallup Avenue, but now apparently they've got this bridge up, and that I don't even know where it goes. And I was like thinking, is this a freeway or something? Is this just for truckers, or I don't know, but I'm trying to find Puyallup Avenue, and I got a little lost, so I'm gonna try to go a different way. I was gonna go on this little bridge, but I don't know where it goes to, so maybe if I can find how to get on there, I would. Just want to tell you about, this is where all the bread and butter and all the money with the moguls and the corporations, how they make the money. Well, the truckers bring in the goods, and they come in from the ships, and see those big things down there. Well, that's where they take the big containers like this off of the boats, and they lay them in stacks, and then the truckers come, and then they get their orders, you know, to go and transport the materials or whatever it is. You know, they could be carrying TVs or computers or whatever it is. And so that's kind of how it goes. So a lot of the money and the major big bucks is coming out of the port, folks. That's where all the jobs are, and the highest paying jobs, a lot for the average Joe. And so they're really on lockdown on these jobs, let me tell you. You gotta know somebody to get in. You gotta go through so many hoops and stuff. Like my brother-in-law is an A-man at the Port of Tacoma, and Hank Gates used to run the Port of Seattle. That's my other brother-in-law's brother. And then I knew this one lady who used to work at the port, and I met her through my ex, who's in the Navy, he works for the Navy, and she ran, I think she used to run, or not run, but she was pretty high up, at the Tacoma port, and she used to live in Auburn, kind of by, I think it was, you know, that school over there, in Auburn or something, I can't remember the name. Green River College, yeah. But, I would love to walk over this bridge and just film, but they don't even have anywhere for you to walk, I can see. But they just put this in here, I'm telling you, I don't know when they threw it up. But I'm just driving around here, and I'm looking at, oh, look at all the stacks of stuff over there. They got stacks of goods. And what are these containers up here? I wonder, filled with glue, like toxic waste, if you ask me. But yeah, so one of my exes used to work out here too. He used to work at this roofing company. On Taylor Street or something, I can't remember. Or was it Alexander Street down in, oh shoot, I don't want to get stuck down here. I'm just trying to find the main road out of here. I think I need to turn right, and they have this custom office that I was trying to get a job at before. Yeah. But I had heard something about they just changed a lot of stuff out here. I don't even know what's going on, really. I mean, this looks familiar now. So I guess they just added that bridge, and then it took you to the end of the street. Okay, I'm understanding now. Okay, so these are all the containers where all the corporations get their money, because they get their stuff made in like other countries, and they come down here and they ship the stuff really cheap because they want to make as less to produce the item. They're like the sharks. I remember they used to have a customs office right in here somewhere, but I guess it's not in there no more. Oh, there it is right over here. Customs. I just want to get a job in there. But, anyways, I mean, this is just amazing. I can't believe how much stuff they put up in over here because I've never seen all these big things out here before. I mean, they didn't have them like this like about 20 years ago. But then I told you I haven't been out here in a long time. So I mean, it just shows you that things are picking up and they're shipping more and more stuff around, but yet the job market hasn't caught up to it. The diversity, as far as the minorities getting a stake in anything, it's not happening. So I guess we're like third world country still. And look at all these stacks of containers they got around here now. It's like they've got a stockade or something. What are they preparing for? What is this, some kind of stockpile? But I've never seen this much stuff stacked up before. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But they're up to something, believe me. I know the amount of containers they've always had, and it's never been that many. Never. And I don't know what these evergreen ones mean, but they got a lot of those. And what is this place they just threw up? I've never seen that place before. Oh, I guess that's another part of the port. And then they got the car lots over here, and they got so many cars coming out of their butts. They're such crooks. They make these cars all new, and they force them down our throats. And I'm just so tired of it. What's that? This car got his... Look at that. A brand new car broke down over there. Look at that. This cab just went around it. He can't even drive. See these new cars? Piece of crap. And then they probably paid how much for it? $25,000. Look at it. Broke down. But I'll tell you, I would never buy a new car again. Never. What's that? A Dodge too? Looks brand new. I know they have shuttle drivers around here. And they drive the cars and they park them at the port and they get like 10 of them. And then they make like minimum wage or whatever. I used to do that for my budget car rental. But that's my little quick tour of my port that I was just coming through real quick. I think I'm gonna get me something to eat because I haven't had nothing to eat. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go to the place where my ex used to work. When he got out of jail, he was working. First, they had him working at McDonald's in downtown at the the pier, and that's when he was on work release. And he domestic violence, and like long story, but anyways, he had vehicular homicide for drinking and driving, and they, put him, he didn't get but like 6 months or something, and then they said he had to go to work release, and so he would go to work, and then he would go back to the jail downtown, I guess, and then they'd let him have a pass occasionally, for like a weekend or a day or whatever. He probably had more passes, but he wouldn't tell me, because he was living the life down in Seattle. He loved it, I think. And then he got a job right away at McDonald's, and then he moved back here with me, and because he was supposed to stay with one of his friends in the military, but I guess that didn't go through, and I felt bad for him because I knew if he didn't have a head start, he was going to probably terrorize me. So I let him stay with me for a little bit until he could get an apartment. And I remember it was hell because he was still trying to drive. And I was like, oh God, he never let me. And I was scared he was going to mess up another car. And then he had even took my mom's car without her permission. And she was in the hospital. And we had the keys hanging up. And I went to work. That's when I was working at Genie Cole. And he took the keys and left. But, you know, that's another story. But anyways, I'm going to go to McDonald's. And I don't really like going to this McDonald's, but they are around this area, and I'm so hungry. And so I figured I could just knock two birds out with one stone and just tell you a little bit about how to get away from a domestic violence guy. I mean, I'm telling you, I had to use psychology. And then when I drive by this place over here, it reminds me of when I used to work in there at the First Northwest Financial Group. It was a mortgage company, and I was sitting there, and he walked by because they had a video store right next door, and I was like, oh shoot, I saw him coming by, and I was really scared. I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe I should just go to Wendy's instead.